Rated M for mature.
Don't let your kids what's it?
AD 1982. The fourth year of the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, also known as Oyashiro-sama's Curse, 1 year prior to Keiichi Maebara's transfer. Oh, so this is a prequel. Okay. Well, prequel. I didn't hear a wake-up chime. I'm not in school anymore. My brain is half asleep, but I'm aware of that. Waking up at the same time as the chime would go off at school doesn't feel good. Rena's gonna be here, right? Rena's one of my favorite characters, and she's also arguably the creepiest. I can't go back to sleep after this. Still, I'm not going to live a torturous school life anymore. I can make today either happy or boring. It's up to me. Yay! That's really positive. I feel like I'm alive for the first time in a while. This is the Satoshi year. Yes, it is. I didn't have any other clothes, so I was still wearing the school track uniform. It's supposed to have been designed by some famous Italian person, but it just looks plain to me. Mario worked really hard on that. Don't be so dissing. It really doesn't feel great to still be in clothes from that school. I want to enjoy my freedom as soon as possible. I especially don't want to walk around outside wearing it. I should have Kasai bring me some new clothes later. And I should think of redecorating this room. After all, I don't want to just stare at this light without a cover on it forever. After all, this is going to be my castle from now on. This is a room in a gorgeous apartment building in the suburbs of Okinomiya. The property is one a realtor and my dad's conglomerate obtained after foreclosure due to some sort of dispute. Most of the residents moved out during that. So while there are plenty of rooms, it's a lonely complex that feels devoid of people. Plus, with the exception of the manager and a scant one or two others, all the residents are shady-looking people connected to my dad. It probably won't be much longer before the virtuous residents are driven out. Man, that sucks. The apartment I'm living in used to be the room they'd use for viewing, so it looks like a room in a business hotel. It's fully furnished, but lacking in daily necessities. I'll buy those things over time, though.
むしろその方がいいよね。自分の部屋っていう実感が湧くし。
I nodded to myself. Just as long as they're not trying to sell the rooms and be like, hey, you can look at this one and oh my gosh, Shion, what are you doing here? I thought we sent you to Catholic nunnery. Oh, right. I'm psyched up. At the school, there was a TV only in the common room, and we weren't allowed to watch any cable channels. That's okay, you got PBS Kids. That's all you really need. I zapped for all those channels as a form of emancipation. It was early in the morning, so nothing interesting was on. But I enjoyed it anyways. Commercials are fun to watch. Not anymore! Commercials haven't been fun to watch since, like, at least the 2010s, if not earlier. Well, let's go. Kasai dropped by with lunch right when I started to feel hungry.
シオンさん、おはようございます。
Hey, girl.
ゆうべはよく眠れましたか？
ソファーに毛布でゴロ寝は結構辛いです。やっぱ日本人はちゃんと布団敷いて床に寝ないとね。たくあんが美味しい。
To be fair, elevated beds are peak.
それはよかった。後で必要なものを教えてください。可能な限り揃えるようにします。
ありがとう。あ、でもそんなに気を使わないでいいです。私の好きで始めた生活だし。葛西だってたかられたらお財布持たないでしょ
I have to be serious about my plan. I can't let myself take advantage of Kasai's wallet forever. He appreciates that.
バイトでもしようと思います。
That's why she's gonna work at Hooters, cause you know, that's what she got going.
生活費くらいは自分で稼がないとね。私が選んだ生活なんだから、自分で何とかするのは。
It could be worse though. She could work at Twin Peaks instead.
それはたくましい限りです。でもいいんですか？外を歩けばやがては親族の誰かに見つかりますよ。
そこは少しは考えてある。そこでミオンの力がいるわけよ。
Why am I yawning all the time? It's probably because I'm just reading so much. Futons are comfy. You're actually considering getting one. Oh, interesting. I guess I've never been in one. Maybe they're really padded at the bottom, but I'm just picturing like it's a sleeping bag, but just bigger. And sleeping bags are fine, but they're not as comfortable as a bed.
葛西さ、本家に電話してもらっていい？ミオンが出たら受話器変わって。
やれやれ、何を企んでるやら。どういう作戦ですか？
Kasai dialed the number. It's funny to me that we're calling the main house, even though that's the place I most want to avoid at the moment.
もしもし。
おはようございます。ミオンさんですか？ご無沙汰しています。葛西です。ええ。おはようございます。少しお待ちいただけますか？今受話器を変わります。
I wonder who could be. I take the handset.
もしもし。
All right. You're going creepy already. Shion, no.
私が誰だかわかります？その声は、でもそんなはずは。
they don't let you call at the Catholic nunnery.
シオンはセントルチーア学園に
Confined! She didn't even say attending. Confined.
そんなはずはない。学園では外部との電話は禁止だからね。それが電話してきたってことは血の
Yeah.
巡りの悪いお姉でも意味がわかるでしょ。
Older by 2 seconds.
あんた学園抜け出したの？どうやって？そんなことはどうでもいい。
Why is she
会いた
acting
か
so
ったです
creepy?
よ。お姉。
Yeah, right.
シ
That was as far as I could take it. And Miona hit her limit too. That's weird. And keep in mind, I'm pretty sure they have the same voice actress, so that's the voice actress laughing with herself. We both burst into laughter, unable to keep up our act. Oh! This is a good psalm. Let's go. It's been a while since we laughed out loud with each other like this.
久しぶりだよ、シオン。
And the bass line.
あんた本当にどうしたの？どうしたもこうしたも。別に私は嘘吐いてないです。じゃああんた本当に脱走したの？
Maybe?
やっる。私を閉じ込めておくにはちょっと警備が甘かったかもね。
Higurashi when they cry, try not to laugh challenge. It's like, that's not that hard. It's a horror game.
学園はシオンが穏便に脱走したことに感謝するべきかもね。本気のシオンだったら全施設を爆破してから脱走するくらい朝飯前かも。
Nah, do you have any idea how insane you'd have to be to, like, put bombs in a school and blow it up twice? If you know, you know.
爆破はできないけど放火くらいはやるかもね。
Kasai smiled at us in amazement, his face a blend of amusement and exasperation.
おね、今は電話大丈夫なの？
By the way, I'm moving in.
大丈夫。
What?
バッチャはお稽古に行っちゃってる。
Oh, okay. All right. Chat, you gotta vote, all right? What lesson is Granny Oreo taking? Is it like a piano lesson? Is she taking a community college class like Nicolas Cage, Good or Bad? Or is she out to teach someone a lesson with her Kustner-Ray? The choices are endless. Personally, I think she's bettering herself at Greendale Community College.
今日は帰りは夕方になるって言ってた。
Oh, maybe for more than just a lesson. That's a long lesson. Maybe she's getting her concealed carry permit. That's gotta be it. Memory lesson? She doesn't have dementia.
それは好都合。近いうちに会って話をしましょうね。とりあえず今日のところは電話で。
She was going to take memory lessons, but then she forgot to go.
本家に学園から私が脱走したっていう連絡は来てます？にゃ。
They didn't care.
来ない。
They're like, we heard that you ran away with like your literary professor.
本家の電話も来客も全部私が通すから、私を素通りしてバッチャに連絡行くことはない。だから来てないって断言できると思う。
What does Oreo do now?
ほう、そりゃすごい。さすが園崎本家次期当主。私はそんなの嫌だよ。シオンが変わってよ。鬼がついてるのはお姉でしょ。まあせいぜい頑張ってください。陰ながら応援いたしております。まあそんなことはどうでもいいや。すごい人事っぽい言い方だな。まあいいや。
Alright, but I really called you to let you know I'm working at Hooters. Why?
私関連で何か動きがあったら葛西に連絡をよろです。ここの番号はお姉には教えてもいいかなって思うけど、しばらくは内緒にしときますね。ごめん。そうだね。学園脱走したって話がバッチャの耳に入ったらいろいろ面倒になると思うよ。
Who is Shion's emergency contact if something happened to her? Would it be Kasai? Would it be Mion? Would it be Oreo? Would it be her mom or dad? Or would it be Satoshi?
連絡の件は了解。何か動きがあったら葛西さんに伝えとく。ありがとうです。それとあとお姉にお願いがあるんだけど。そう来ると思った。
I need a favor.
あ、お金は無理だよ。
Come on, you guys had enough with the money that you saved by not paying her private school tuition. You could pay for an apartment. I've been calling Angel Mort Hooters since chapter 1, before it had a name. Where it's just like, in chapter 1, OEC takes Keiichi there to like talk to him about the thing, and he's just like, "Eh, it's pretty good going to a restaurant with the hot babes and like the revealing uniforms." I'm like, "Oh great, he took us to Hooters," and we didn't get the name Angel Mort, I don't think, till chapter 2. And then, so, yeah.
お姉にはちょっと私のバイトのお手伝いをお願いしたいんです。なるほどね。そういうことか。で、具体的にはどうするの？
I need a skimpy outfit with fan service. We can communicate fast in a situation like this. We don't have to get into details because we know what's on each other's minds.
吉郎おじさん、私の味方だったじゃないですか。
Uncle Yoshi, Uncle Yoshi-IROH! Yes! My two favorite fictional characters, Yoshi and General Iroh. Combined into one.
で、シフトが決まったらお姉に連絡しますから。あんたがバイトしてる時間帯には消えてりゃいいわけだね。面倒くさい役だな。
Yeah, that's not very nice.
何ですか、お姉。双子の妹の頼みを断る？
Oh, don't guilt trip, Shion.
本当に？
That's not cool.
いいよいいよ、引き受けるよ。あんたの頼みは断ると後が嫌だ。
Look at this! She's not helping Shion out because she likes her and like loves her. No, she's like, alright, if I say no, you're gonna be mean, so I guess.
サンキューです。今度、シュランクベルタのケーキでもおごるから。
Oh, Shalonke birthdays. I definitely thought the H and the L were one letter K, so I was reading that as Skank Burfas. I'm like, that's pretty mean.
可愛いタルト、山ほど食べさせてあげますから。
Or, I'm sorry, Skunke is fish.
あ、シオン、シュランクベルタね。去年の秋に店閉じちゃったんだよ。
That Skank Burfa closed her store? What the heck?
え？あ、そうなんだ。うん。マスターが脳梗塞で倒れてね。
Oh. A stroke of good luck and got to retire early, right?
退院してから一度は店を開けたんだけど、やっぱり体が持たないらしくてさ。
Oh.
惜しまれたけど、閉店しちゃったわけ。
Okay, I feel bad for calling Burfa a skank now.
そっか。そりゃあ残念です。欲張りモンブランをお腹いっぱい食べる夢は、もう夢のままで終わっちゃった。
Shion, you're gonna get fat if you eat that! I was disappointed that my favorite cake shop had closed down, but more so that this town had changed without my knowing while I was gone. It was kind of regrettable.
他にも変わったこと、私の知らないことある？
Everyone's dead.
うん。いくつかある。今度会ったら全部話すね。ありがとう。私も学園で見てきたこと全部話しますね。
You're gonna over-exaggerate people. It's terrible. They brainwashed me. I had to escape. I nearly died. It's like, I don't think any of that happened.
近いうちに機会を設けましょう。追ってこっちから連絡します。
Let's meet on Watanagashi.
うん。
We'll go in the torture shed.
わかった。ミオン？何？元気でやってる？もちろん。ならよかった。切るよ。うん。じゃあね。
Bye! It's already been a while since I last talked to her. I put down the phone and heaved a sigh as Kasai brought me some tea.
結局どういう話になったんですか？
吉郎おじさん、私のことを可愛がっててくれたじゃない？おじさんにね、私が学園を抜け出してきたのを
Uncle Iroh will definitely understand.
で、おじさんの持ってるお店のどれかでささやかに
One of
働
his
かせてもらえたら
stores.
なって。
Oh, he's a businessman. Zuko, I've bought all of the stores here in this district. I own all of them.
人目に触れますよ。 吉郎さんはいいとしても、
I was...
他の親類に見つかるかもしれないじゃないですか。
Uncle, why did you buy every store on the block? Well, Zuko, I was going to open my tea shop, but I just couldn't decide on a name. So I decided I'll just make a bunch of tea shops and give each one a name that I wanted.
そのためのお姉ってわけよ。私が働く時間が決まったらお姉に連絡する。で、お姉は私が働いている時間にはちょっと人目を忍んでくれればいいわけ。わかる？
Kasai looked puzzled. It's not really that difficult to grasp.
つまり簡単。バイト中に私が何か咎められるようなことになったら、わかり？
Normal people wouldn't buy this kind of plan. But Kasai knows too well how easy it is for my sis and me to trade places.
つくづく大胆というか、悪知恵が働くというか。いやいや。
もちろん褒め言葉だよね、カサイ。
Kasai looked amazed. If things go south, it'll affect him too. Shion should just have worked at a bookstore. She was going to, but all the borders closed down decades ago. Considering the rules of my dad's profession, he won't be able to get away with just a mere apology. That's why he doesn't want me to do anything too risky. I think I have to make it up to him since he helped me escape without even knowing that risk. Hooters! This'll be perfect.
ああ、任せとけよ。シオンちゃんのことをどうのこうの言うやつがいたら、俺が少し締めとくから。
Thank you, Iroh.
やっぱ吉郎おじさんは頼りになります。おじさんならきっと助けてくれると思ってました。
Uncle YOSHI-IROH pounded his chest with his fist, and after offering me his assurance, he seemed glad that I turned to him first.
いいんだよ。俺はシオンちゃんの自分の生活費は自分で稼ぎたいっていう
Of course, Iroh.
安心してるんだ。
Iroh respects self-reliance, but also respects asking for help when you need it.
金をたかりに来たんだったら本家に突き出してるところだぜ。
Uh-oh.
おじさん怖い。
I knew he was reliable. He understood my situation straight away and promised to help.
店長、シフト表持ってきました。ここに置きますね。
One of the store clerks brought out a work schedule. There are many things I'm unfamiliar with written on it.
で、シオンちゃんはどのくらい働けるんだい？
I think Shion is only going to be limited by Mion's limitations, honestly.
私とお姉の都合次第。できたら私の指定する日だけ入れるのが一番いいんですが。
おいおい、こんな虫のいいこと言うやつ面接じゃ会ったことないぜ。
A little bit.
まあな、仕方ないもんな。
Yeah, the interior looks nice. It's just I don't know why they dress the waitresses in really skimpy outfits with like insane cleavage. I'm depending on Mion for my work. Our schedules have to match. Of course, Uncle Yoshiro understood that. Yoshiro? Yoshiro. But I also knew that he couldn't afford a selfish part-timer who only works when she wants to. In the end, he decided to hire me as an office helper, not an official worker. As a temp, I wouldn't have a work schedule. My uncle also decided to pay me out of his own pocket.
生活費が稼げればそれで OK です。
じゃあ、そういうことで頼むぜ。一応金を払うんだから、仕事中はしっかり頼むぜ。あと、事務所内じゃおじさんは勘弁な。
Fair enough.
はいはい、分かってますよ。で、ふつつかものですけど、よろしくお願いします。ね、
こちらこそ。
Nepotism! Once all the business talk was over, my uncle hounded me with all kinds of questions. He asked me things like, what was it like in a prestigious girls' boarding school? And so on. It's not even the practical serving outfit. It's not even practical serving outfits. Half their bosoms are sticking out and barely cover knees. Yes! Yes! And the only reason to have that is so creepy people can just ogle at them. There's no reason to have it otherwise. So that's also not great, because you're hiring underage girls and, like, letting grown men be like, hey, I like to look at that. I don't know why I did that voice, but that's the voice of the average person who goes to Hooters. Apparently there were all kinds of rumors going around about St. Lucia Academy I was confined to, and everyone was curious about it. I added a few embellishments of my own as I explained how unordinary life at that school was. My uncle looked extremely delighted to hear all the little details about life in a secret garden for girls. Horny bastard. Yeah, this guy's weird. But then again, Iroh had that weakness too. Once my uncle was satisfied, it was my turn to ask all kinds of questions. Why not just have regular maid outfits with cat ears or something? Okay. I'm going to regret asking this. Why are maids with cat ears like a thing? Actually, no. Why are just cat ears on girls a thing? Is that just like a weird fetish thing? Because to me, that instantly makes you less attractive, not more attractive. The maid outfit I can kind of get, but not the cat ears. That's just weird. Maybe it's for the furries out there. The ways of the old Japanese otaku demographic. Oh yeah, we met otaku back in chapter 2. I wanted to know if anything peculiar had happened while I was gone. I won't be able to act like Mion unless I can fill in the gap of information left in the last 2 years.
そんなに大きく変わったことはないな。ダム戦争が終わってからこっちはもうそりゃのんびりしたもんさ。
私はダムの計画中止が発表されて少ししてから学園に行ったからな。私がこっちにいた時はまだほんの少しピリピリしたムードが残ってましたよ。
中止発表の後の1年くらいは同盟も計画は凍結されただけで中止になったわけじゃないって言って神経質になってたんだけどな。翌年には解散式をやったよ。
It's weird how some parts of the sentence are like, wow, that is way more words in Japanese than it is in English, and some of them are like, oh, that's like 2 words in Japanese.
南沢の境内で大式典だった。それでダム戦争は本当に終わりだな。
Well, damn!
じゃあ私が閉じ込められたすぐ後だ。戦争も終わっちゃってみんなふぬけちゃった感じ？
しおんちゃんなんかはダム戦争は戦争ごっこみたいで楽しかったんじゃないか？
The cat ears are probably just because it's moe or kawaii. I guess. It's a little odd, though.
子供たちが警察のお世話になるたびに引き取りに行っていろいろいじめられた大人の身にもなってるよ。
Doggone it! Shion got arrested again?
まあ確かに否定はできないかな。
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you've got the Hello Kitty, yeah, that's a cute aesthetic. But like having a real person, but like, I have cat ears, I'm a cat. It's like, nope, that's weird.
私ら子供にとってはダム戦争はかなり遊べるイベントでしたし。
Uncle Yoshiro seemed exasperated at how differently kids and adults treated the conflict.
そういえばバラバラ殺人なんてのがありましたよね。
Wow, way to just bring that up, Shion.
あのクソムカつく現場監督の野郎がバラバラにされたやつ。
Don't say that out loud, Shion. She's Louise.
あれ、確か犯人がまだ全員捕まってなかったですよね。
Shion, that was so awkward, the music cut out.
捕まったんですか？
ああ、確か初犯がまだ捕まってねえんだよな。
That's true. You know what? That's true, Ruben. It is Japan. That answers so many weird things.
そうそう、確か捕まってないはず。
しかもひなみ沢の守り神お社様を祀る綿流しの晩にね。
Okay. Surely, yes, there are weird heart attack burgers. It's like, it's the 30 patty burger that called the octuple bypass. Most burgers here are fairly, well, okay, reasonable sized being a relative term, but the ones that make the headline news are not the ones that people are actually eating. That's just the one that the guy on Man vs. Food ate, and then the food won, so they had to reboot the series with a new man because the food beat him.
当時お社様のたたりだって騒がれたのを覚えてます。あれ子供的には結構怖かったな。
ああ、お社様のたたりね。その翌年にも起きたんだよな。
そうそう、あれも怖かったですね。何でしたっけ？ダムの賛成派の男が事故で死んだやつ。
That was the guy we played Mahjong with, wasn't it?
北条だっけ？
Hey, shifters slash Kahan, welcome. You can read the Japanese. Oh, what do those kanji actually spell? Is it the name of the restaurant, or is that saying bathrooms? Probably just bathrooms. But great to see ya. We're in the middle, or not in the middle. We're starting chapter 5. So if you're not familiar with the first 4 chapters, then maybe it's gonna be a bit confusing. But basically, Shion here, we're playing as her, and she's getting a job at an Angel Mort restaurant, which is I call Hooters because it's basically the same thing. And they're
しかも
talking.
またしてもお社様を祀る渡流しの日に
And yeah, a guy got dismembered because he was going to build a dam that would destroy their town, and it's heavily implied that the people in town killed the guy and like dismembered him and sent his body parts out, and now people die every year at this Watanagashi festival. It's great.
これはもうたたりしかありえないってずいぶん騒いでて
Shion, why are you being this excited about this? Why? Oh my gosh, this is great. You know, I'm just making small talk with my coworkers.
あれは怖かったです
You're crazy.
うんうん
And then, remember when his blood splattered out of his head, poured out on the ground, and his brain leaked out into, like, a puddle? That was great. Ooh. That piano, though. I love how the damn war remains looming over Hinamizawa after 4 or 5 chapters. 3 years later, they're still talking about it. I mean, yeah, it's the most important thing that's happened it's the like craziest thing that's happened in that town in like 100 years probably. So makes sense. Okay, I love this music. The construction manager that everyone hated was killed and dismembered on the night of the Watanagashi festival. That incident on its own was more than intense enough for us kids. Worse, part of his body was never found, which made it almost a ghost story amongst us. Which part wasn't found? We seriously believe that the severed right arm was roaming in search of the body it belonged to. Okay, the right arm. Let's go! Oh, that's the disembodied hand that strangled people from Calvin and Hobbes. It's gotta be. Seems like a wonderful time and place. Oh yeah, Shifter! And by the way, the village that this game is centered around is a real village in Japan. It's not called the same thing, but all the locations are real, which is interesting. Oh, Shion's probably not going to turn into Takano. She's just going to go insane. You could be insane without being Takano. It didn't take long for the rumor of Oyashiro-sama's curse to become a topic of discussion among occult researchers and the like. Oh, that's where Takano comes in, I bet, considering the circumstantial factors. Even so, the rumor faded away after a year. After the dam project was officially frozen, we held Watanagashi purely as a festival. But the curse struck again. The victim was a pro-dam activist who lived in Hinamizawa by the name of Hojo. He and his wife were on a trip when they fell from a cliff to their deaths. It was considered an accident. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, super accident. No, don't look into that anymore. Technically, the police were still searching for the wife's body. If I remember right, they never did find it, did they? Once again, the man most worthy of Oyashiro-sama's curse fell victim on the night of Watanagashi Festival. Okay, just because he supported the dam doesn't mean you get to kill him. Takano 100% is insane. I just mean, just because you're insane doesn't mean that you are insane in the same way as Takano is. Takano's insane because, well, she killed a man and stuffed his body in the trunk and then still picked a kid up on the side of the road. And it's like, oh, you killed someone too. That's cool. I won't tell if you don't tell. And, you know, she's way too into, like, torture things, but, you know, very normal. The fuss over Oyashiro-sama's curse rose up again. Until then, Oyashiro-sama wasn't considered very important. At least in the world of us kids, it was just the name of the object of worship in the shrine. Nothing more than that. Isn't that kind of important? I'd seen boys peeing on the archway, and once I struck my hand into the offertory box, the existence of a god didn't matter much to us. This explains why you thought that Catholic school was the worst thing in the world, actually. But after 2 consecutive occurrences, the kids no longer doubted the existence of a curse. We were all shaking in fear of Oyashiro-sama. That's why the demons come back. It's because you peed in the box, so that was giving him money. That's it. That's the new headcanon. Everybody suddenly became interested in the old stories about him, too. We quietly listened to the musty old stories the elders had to tell. And we started genuinely believing in the tales of Oyashiro-sama's miracles, which any of us would have laughed away at before. Oyashiro-sama's rules were awfully simple and clear. Would you say they're simple and clean? Enemies treading into Hinamizawa will be cursed. Villagers leaving the village will be cursed. What defined the village was terribly vague. Were we never allowed to leave Hinamizawa village, or was going to Okinomiya still safe? Was a single step enough to be out? Was a 3-day, 2-night hot spring trip still safe? We kids tried to draw a line. It was decided in the end that if you had a house in Hinamizawa or Okinomiya, you were safe. And it was okay to go on trips if you had a house in either area. I know it's weird, but those rules were made up by the kids after all. According to those rules, I'd be cursed since I lived at a boarding school in such a remote area. That wasn't even her choice. She didn't want to go. Yeah. To be fair, we don't know how all these things happened. If it's murder, it's all speculation and theorized motive. I mean, there's no way it was just, oh no, there were 5 consecutive accidents that all happened on the same day. Oh no, that's gotta be it. No, there's absolutely a mastermind behind it. That would be so stupid if there wasn't. Definitely, 100%. Okay, yeah, Satoshi, there's probably a murder case. 100% Tomotake got murdered by his girlfriend. Like, no question. But they basically told us that in episode 3. Either that or she was being weird and murdery for no reason. I couldn't say it out loud because I felt embarrassed. But in fact, I was a little scared of the curse.
でさ、その翌年にも起こったんだよな。
Shion, you're frightening the customers away from Hooters.
やっぱり2年連続ってのは結構きますよね。
Golden rule not to provoke the supernatural. Very true. If it's not murder, it's final destination. That's also just murder.
私は今でもお社様は信じてるな。
シオンちゃん、2年なんてもんじゃないよ。知らないの？
知らないですよ。何の話？
そっか。シオンちゃんはあれの直前に学園に行っちゃったんだ。
I did it! Is this where we find out Uncle Iroh's the bad guy?
知らないよな。
No, he can't be. He doesn't have a sprite. He's not important enough. Uncle YOSHI-IROH grimaced as if he said too much. As though he'd mentioned something I shouldn't know about.
何おじさん。そこまで話を振っておいて急に黙られると面白くないですよ。
Last time we did that, we lost Sayori.
まあ、シオンちゃんももう小さい子じゃないもんな。
おじさん、私を見てまだ小さい子供っていうのなら、眼科行くか回し蹴り食らうかのど
Okay.
ちらかを選んでもらうことになるん
Shion,
です。
don't be weird.
もう、わかったよ。別に隠しゃしないよ。あったんだよ。その後も。
あったって？おじさん、さっきから何の話？
Tick. When I was very little, I always had this tick before I heard something bad. It was like a gnome who lived inside me giving me a warning. Why a gnome? Not like a sixth sense. You're like, no, there's a garden gnome living inside me. He's like, hey, Shio, he's about to say something creepy. Like he was poking me with a small needle. When I felt this tick before my parents called me, they'd always either chide me or tell me something bad. So I used to run away when I felt it. But my senses seem to have grown dull over the years. Even though my gnome poked at me, I just sat there.
な。
Yeah, Rika's parents died.
実は賛成派の北条が転落事故で死んだ次の年にもな。つまりは去年なんだが、またあったんだよ。
あったって、また綿流しの日に？3年連続で？また？
That's 3 times in a row, man!
そうなんだよ。ほら、ひなみ沢の神社あるよな。古出神社。あそこの神主が祭りの夜に突然ぽっくりいっちまってよ。聞いた話じゃ原因不明の奇病で急死したとかしないとか。
Oh, sure.
それもまたしても綿流しの夜に。で、神さんもその晩のうちに。
Why would she do that if she had a...
そりゃもう大騒ぎさ。
She had a daughter to look after. They're just like, well, you know, the village is already raising Rika. I know the mom had issues with, like, the old people in town telling Rika weird things. But, like, I wouldn't commit Sudoku just because of that.
村長たちが集まっててんやわんやの。
Did they throw Red out of the airlock? Higurashi when they cry, Kai.